Manitou from the Financial Times, and I'm here at the latest in our series with HP on the role of digital transformation and how that's affecting businesses. And one of the really interesting takeaways of this discussion this evening was the challenge companies are facing and how to deal with it. Now, on the one hand, consumers are driving it. Consumers as well as employees are driving it because their behavior is forcing changes in the way companies operate. But at the same time, the companies themselves have been very slow to take this up. And one of the challenges for them is to catch up with the way consumers are behaving and the way personal technology is changing. So the consequence of all that is that there's a lot of uncertainty out there right now. Companies don't really know how to deal with this. The one thing they all agree on is that everything is up in the air. Now, for most of those on the panel, it was a very exciting time, but it also meant there aren't any real definite answers about what is going to come out of this. What is the solution? What is the definitive answer? Well, if anything, there isn't one. Things are changing so quickly. The pace of change is so fast that the key thing, it's more like surfing a wave rather than climbing a mountain. Rather than think you get to the top and you're there and you can kind of float along for a while. Instead, you have to make sure you're constantly ducking and diving and figuring out the way as you go along.
I think what was interesting in this discussion is coming from different organizations, all engaged into this, in the midst of this digital revolution, is that everybody has one problem, one challenge which is the same all over the place. It's not the technology challenge, but it's the capacity that we have to transform the company from inside. Going from working differently than before, and I think someone mentioned the fact that silos have to disappear and that you need to organize more transverse and collaborative ways between teams, to the fact that also old habits and behaviors and processes have to be changed because there is so much that you can do with that it's not simply the power of the technology that you can unleash, but the capacity that you have to use it. And for this, it's not simply a bunch of guys centrally who have these ideas, it's how the people inside the company are going to transform also their old ways into the complete change of interacting with the customers or with the activities that they have a responsibility over.
It was a very interesting conversation that we had with all our panelists tonight, and they unanimously brought up that digital customer experience was really important to their business. Some of them in travel, transportation, or in hospitality even considered it absolutely vital. And it brings up the opportunity that for us, HP, as a services company, we can be an enabler of the transformation that they know they have to go through, both in terms of cross-fertilizing the industry experience that we have across multiple clients and bringing in technology, assets, skills to help them do that.
So the biggest challenge for me that we saw this tonight, and which is very interesting coming from companies from different horizons, is that it's not so much the technology which is disruptive and is creating this big change. Technology is making a lot of things easier, but what is the big challenge for all of us is how do we transform and embark all the people inside the company into this change, both in terms of changing their behavior and processes and activities to reflect the and use at the best the capacities that technology can bring, and also the mindset that it requires and the evolution of the expertise.
We had an absolutely thrilling conversation tonight, a lot of energy from our four panelists who unanimously indicated that digital customer experience was of very high importance to their business. In some cases even it was considered vital. That was the case for the airline industry panelist and for the hospitality panelist. And it was also the confirmation for me that the positioning that we have in terms of bringing expertise, skills, and our technology investments to bear and to help them transform their organization to grab this digital opportunity.